Hello class and welcome. For those of you who may not know who I am, let me introduce myself. I am Professor Sales. In today's lecture, we will be discussing the topic of setting goals. We're going to begin by asking yourself one very, very important question. Simply, are you happy? Think about it for a second and be honest with yourself. If you just jump to, yes, I am happy, then good for you. Keep doing what you're doing. However, if you put some thought into it and you were honest with yourself, sadly to say, most of us would answer, no, we are not happy. So that will lead us to the next question. Do we want to be happy? If you said no, then simply keep doing what you're doing and stay miserable, my friend. However, if you want to see change and you would like to be happy, then you have to change something. So, moving on. What will setting goals do for you? Well, it will give you a better sense of direction and where you're going and what you're trying to achieve. It may energize you as you are striving down that path of reaching your goal. And if you are familiar with any of my previous videos, then you should know that I'm all about setting a challenge, and that is exactly what a goal will do. Is it will provide a challenge, and last but not least, it will make some of you think outside of the box if you are stuck in that box of yours. So what kind of goals can you set? You can set them anywhere from education goals, moving into your career goals. Maybe you want to go down a different career path. Attitude goals. Maybe you need an attitude adjustment. A couple of my previous videos talked about positive energy. So maybe you would like to watch some of those and learn a little bit about possibly achieving a positive attitude. Alright, you have family goals as well as physical goals. Maybe you want a beach body, maybe you just want to shed a couple pounds, maybe you just want to boost your ego, whatever it is. And a big one right here, financial goals, which a lot of us may struggle with, and a lot of us would like to reach a higher financial status. So, what is the biggest mistake in setting goals? Well, we just covered a whole plethora of goals. So, one of the biggest mistakes is too many. If you set too many goals at once and you're not completing them, that's because you have too many and you're overwhelmed, and yeah, you definitely need to cut them and just focus on one or a couple at a time. Maybe you're setting your goals too big. If you set them too big, they may not be achievable as well, just like if you set too many. You want to start off small, do baby steps like they say. You got to crawl before you walk. Same thing goes with setting goals. You have to achieve the little ones first before you're moving on and you're trying to land on the moon. Okay? Specificity. You want to be specific in setting your goals. You want to have clarification, so clear that you know how to write them down on a piece of paper. You know exactly what you want. And that's one that could prevent you from reaching your goals if you don't simply write them down. Moving on, what type of goals should you set? Well, you should set SMART goals, of course. Duh, think about it. So what are SMART goals? Think about it. Let's see. SMART goals. Well, I guess I'll just give you the answer. And we will break it down. S. Specific. There's that word again. You want to be specific. You want to have specificity. You want to have clarification. You want to know what it is that you are trying to reach, what it is that you are trying to achieve. You want to measure it. You want to make sure it is measurable. Whether you do it a day-by-day action, how are you going to achieve that goal? Is it possible to achieve it? Which leads me to the next one. Is it attainable? Can you attain it? Are you setting them too high? Are you setting too many? Make sure that they are reachable as well as relevant. You don't want to be setting a goal in this category and setting one that opposes it in that category. You want to make sure that your goals are relevant to what you're trying to achieve, as well as relevant for the measurable actions that you do to achieve those goals. And last but not least, you want to make sure that they are time bound. You want to set a goal, a time limit, on when you would like to achieve that goal. So that actually ties into the specific part. You want to be specific on when you want to reach your goals by. That way, it gives you a little kick in the rear, you know where you're going, it gives you a little motivation, and that way if you may get stuck on certain steps along the way, and for some of us, procrastination tends to get the best of us. So setting a time limit will get you going. There's the ladder right there. Steps to reaching your goal. So, you set your goal. We will do an example here. Maybe you want to lose 10 pounds, alright? That's your goal, you set it. Now you have to make a plan. Alright, so you're making a plan. Alright, you want to lose 10 pounds. So maybe you kick the sugary drinks and sodas and you replace it with more water. You're hydrating yourself more. Maybe you cut a couple of things out of your diet. You're limiting your carb intake, and as well as a physical exercise. Maybe you're going for a nice 10-20 minute walk or jog in the morning or in the evening, and there you go. You've made your plan. You're specific. You're clear. They all seem measurable. They all seem attainable. They all are relevant, and you just have to set a date. So if you want to lose 10 pounds in 1 month, all right? We'll say 1 month. So you got it all laid out. Now you have to get to work. So you do it. You drink the water. You switch your diet. You're physically active, and you do it. Now, one of the biggest things that we struggle with is continuation of it. Maybe we're into week 1 and we only lost a pound, or maybe you even did the opposite and you gained a pound. So you're like, this is not working, you're freaking out, you don't know what to do, you want to give up, and that's people's biggest mistake, is when they have to stick to it, whether they're not seeing results right away, or maybe it's more challenging than they thought it would be, and they give up. They give up, they throw in the towel, they call it quits right before they reach their goal, and they don't make it. However, if you stick to it, and you stick it out, and you strive it, and you measure it day by day, and you push yourself, then your goals are very reachable, my friend, and you will indeed reach them. So, tying the goal settings into the steps to reaching your goals. You want to make sure that they all are relevant and they all tie into each and every step, because that will add just that much more specificity to getting you to the top there of achieving your goals. So, take notes, write that down, make sure that each one goes into each of those. Not going to tell you again. Last but not least, my challenge to you is to make it happen. Set your goals. Be specific. Take the appropriate steps to reach them. Keep going when the times get tough. Never, never, never give up, my friends. I have faith in you. You can do it. And if you would like to find out more information on how you can do that, or if you want to watch any of my previous videos, if you felt inspired by this one, then you can feel free by doing that. If you have any questions, comments, observations, simply log into www.corysales.net. It's been a pleasure teaching you today. I wish that we had more time, but sadly I have to go and move on to the next lecture. Alright, I hope that you all enjoyed and got some useful information, took notes, paid attention, and if you did, you all got an A in my class, alright? Good job. Give yourselves a round of applause. Good job. Good job.